If Smith had been white, he would have served the remainder of his 8 years behind bars. Gad Saad is the author of Sad Truth About Happiness and the Parasitic Mind, and he joins us now. Gad, it's always good to see you. I thought that Lady Justice wore a blindfold so that she wouldn't do what now is being done in Canada.
You know, it's unbelievable. Well, what is beautiful about Western societies is that historically we've adhered to a set of deontological, inviolable principles, right? The presumption of innocence and absolutist defense of freedom of speech. The idea, as you said, that the Lady Justice is blind. And these are inviolable principles, and that's what differentiates the Western tradition from other traditions. So, for example, where I come from in the Middle East, Islamic law, Sharia law, actually institutes, codifies the fact that a penalty for a crime depends on the religion of the perpetrator and the victim. So do we wish, under the guise of the progressive code of social justice, adhere to Sharia law, or do we want to stick to the traditions of Western jurisprudence? It's absolutely insane. It's baffling.
Canada instituting the principles of Sharia law. Gad, you wrote in your book, The Parasitic Mind, quoting Animal Farm, that the premise we move towards is all animals are created equal. Some animals are just more equal than others. The United States has also gone down this path of identity politics. Do you think it's realistic that we could see in the United States something similar to what has now come to Canada, factoring your race into your prison sentence?
Well, usually the saying is that when the United States sneezes, Canada catches a cold. But I guess in this case, our greater woke meter is going to infect you guys. So beware, don't get too close to us because you'll be infected. We are really the top of the heap when it comes to woke ideology. Pray for me.
I am praying for you. I'm also praying that somehow, some way, you're not a precursor of what could happen right here in America. I pray for you as you head down the path of Sharia law right there in Canada. Always good to talk to you, Gad. Thank you so much.
You too. Thank you. Cheers.
All right, Democrats across the country continue to degrade and diminish what it means to be an American citizen. They believe illegal immigrants now should have access to the workforce, to school systems, to hospitals, and government benefits. That's the new part. Government benefits that you pay for. In California, Democrats have proposed legislation to take that a step further by making illegal immigrants eligible for unemployment benefits. Michael Shellenberger is the author of Public on Substack, and he joins us now. You know, Mike, it's always good to see you. I do wonder, as you look at California as a $32 billion deficit, which by the way came in $10 billion higher than expected. Is this something real in California, or like this movement for reparations? Is it just another pander? Is it fake? Are they ready to give unemployment benefits to illegal immigrants?
Sure, it's going to be with you, Will. I mean, I would say it's a very California form of narcissism and sadism. I mean, you have to remember that we're just absolutely in love with the self-image of ourselves as welcoming and tolerant in California, but we are absolutely mistreating the poorest people in our society. We have the highest rate of poverty in the whole country. Even the governor and the mayor of San Diego said that we've been overwhelmed by the influx of immigrants to California. I myself am very pro-immigration, but the situation on the border is absolutely out of control. We know that children are being trafficked, including sex trafficked, by this big influx of immigrants into California. So if we're in the midst of all this chaos, for the legislature to say, oh, well, now we're going to give unemployment benefits, it's just cruel and narcissistic in the sense of it's really not about actually helping things on the ground. It's about making those lawmakers feel better about themselves.
You know, on this note, it's interesting. Milton Friedman said a long time ago that you can't have both a welfare state and open borders. You can't have people, an unlimited pool of people, come in and avail themselves of the entitlements of a tax-paying population. You go bankrupt. And in California, you are going bankrupt. You can't have an unlimited pool of people taking unemployment benefits. And so what I hear you telling me is, in pursuit of narcissism, the state of California is going bankrupt and is ignoring, by the way, all of those residents that are fleeing to states like my own in Texas.
Yeah, that's right. And I think one of the characteristics of narcissism is a sense of entitlement, the ability to do whatever you want without any concern over the impact on other people. Another aspect of it is grandiosity, the idea that, doing something like extending unemployment benefits is going to solve this problem as opposed to making it worse. And of course, it's just completely self-absorbed. It has nothing to do with what's happening on the ground. So, and of course, it's just, the idea is that it's compassionate, but in fact, it's a kind of organized cruelty, a kind of sadism. And I think it's an expression of there's too much power in the hands of Democrats who really don't have a challenge from any other party in the state. It's what you see when you get the kind of abuses of power in a place where you just don't have enough significant opposition like in California.
I think I love that point. It's exactly right. Your empathy actually becomes the path for your cruelty. Before we end the show tonight, I want to go full circle where I began tonight. I want to ask you, Mike, about this push by politicians to divide us on the basis of race, because you have a column up at your Substack talking about this exact thing. That this division is reflected by politicians like Joe Biden to tell us that we are an inherently racist country, and the problem is all of you watching at home right now, the problem is white supremacy. It doesn't reflect, as you point out, the reality for most Americans.
I find it really disturbing. I mean, I think, Will, the number I keep coming to is that in the 50s, about 5% of Americans were okay with white people and black people being married. Today it's over 95%. We're a more tolerant society right now than at really any other time in recorded human history. And no country is more tolerant of other races than the United States. So this is a big lie. It's a big and scary lie aimed at demonizing roughly half the population. It's being used to demand censorship. It's being used to demand censorship not just in the United States, but around the world right now. I think it's a very frightening time, and I found Biden's speech deeply disturbing and showing we need to move beyond that. We need to get back to the things that united us, which is the fact that we're a single country of citizens, that we're not divided by race, class, or religion.
Yeah. I find optimism despite that intended division, because I think everyone, when they turn this television off tonight, goes back to a life that doesn't reflect that one described by Joe Biden. And I find that optimistic. Make no mistake, there's an attempt to change it into that world of division, but we can still live in that world of optimism. Like the show, Rick. Thank you so much.
Good to meet you all.
All right, when people eat fast food, I think they're assuming they're eating chicken or beef, good Whopper, good Big Mac. Turns out, though, many fast food chains, they're injecting bizarre ingredients like seaweed, or get this, wood, into their food. We're going to tell you more about that coming up.
Home. Something to be proud of. Safe. Where were you at that? Family. Home.
I was deployed to Afghanistan.
I was on patrol March 26, 2010.
During dismounted patrol, I happened to step in the wrong spot and took a sniper round into the chest. This is the date I was hit.
I lost my legs almost immediately.
I lost my left hand and both my legs above the knee.
My arms fell on, so I closed my eyes, thinking to myself, if I just keep breathing, I will make it home to my wife. I just wanted to serve my country. Every day, I'm still adapting to this new life.
It was hard having everybody change their lifestyle to take care of me. Typical home doesn't feel like home.
They have to carry my chair up the stairs.
The hardest thing in my life is to have to call and yell at my children to help pick me off the bathroom floor. Where you going?
There are over 1,000 families every now. County towns for honor those who that risk their lives by providing them with managed food.
Yes, I'm on the waiting list to have it. It's going to be amazing. The smart home technology, it makes my life a whole lot easier. And it's 100% accessible. It's built to fit my needs. For me to gain independence and being will be just amazing.
Be able to just take care of myself as an individual. This home will allow me to be self-sufficient.
It'll help me live my life. It gives me back some of my dignity to who I used to be.
There is a waiting list for now.
This is the waiting list. There are a lot of people on the list here.
There are a lot of guys like me out there. Maybe too many. Gives you back your dignity, your pride, your self-perseverance.
Thanks to all the dollars, I'm going to have all these freedoms given back to me.
Personal. Safety.
Dignity. Family. Independence. Confidence. And ready to do this thing.
I'd like to actually contribute $11 a month to support their efforts. Please visit TommyTower.com.
As women, our bodies change as we age, and it's not as easy to lose weight anymore. That's why I teamed up with the experts at Nutrisystem to help create their newest plans specifically designed for women ages 55 and up. Introducing Complete 55. Weight loss made for women by women.
Get protein-powered meals delivered to your door, including Hearty Inspirations meals that control hunger for up to 5 hours. Go online or call right now to get today's special offer on Complete 55.
I'm Richard Carr, and I love my hose. My hose is lightweight, my hose will not kink, and my hose is anti-leak. It ain't those old hoses. This is my hose. The new Pocket Hose Copper Bullet, now infused with real copper, so your water is always clean and lead-free. Just turn on the water and watch your hose grow and grow to a full-size 3/4-inch hose. And when you turn off the water, away it goes, shrinking and squeezing that water out until it's practically bone dry. Our new inner tube uses 3 layers of high-strength latex on the inside. Then it's wrapped in a new polymer filament gel. The same technology used in forest fire hoses, as it's light and tough. 3 times stronger than the other hoses. It's guaranteed for 10 years. Nearly impossible to tear or snag. And the redesigned connector protector with flexible collar helps stop leaks at the spigot. But my favorite part of our new hose build, the oversized, easy-to-grip fittings. Easy on and off, even with gloves. Perfect for power washing cars and trucks, ready to go anywhere, even your pocket. With more than 100 patents worldwide, it's the best pocket hose in the world. Get the super light 25-foot pocket hose Copper Bullet today for only $29.99. But wait, call now and get our Turbo Shot adjustable nozzle. From those delicate flowers to power washing your walkway, a $20 value, absolutely free. Copper Bullet is not available in stores. This is an exclusive advanced release of our 2024 pocket hose. There is a strict limit of 3 per order. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-281-4084. That's 1-800-281-4084. Or visit copperbulletHose.com. So call 1-800-281-4084 now.
Seriously, have got to put your life on the line. Worse than anything else in this world. Why would you not want to be the right?
Last I was standing was taking 10 bull riders. One of them will earn the right to be the last guy standing. It's the biggest the sport has ever been. Great. You can't pass up the golden tape that it comes up.
It'll suck the confidence right out of you.
Now, fast food restaurants are no stranger to the term mystery meat, but some of Americans' favorite poultry products are containing really only about 60% meat. So what else is in there? That right there is not a mistake. There's stuff in popular chains who are bulking up their chicken-based menus with things like seaweed, beef fat. But get this, how about wood pulp? Yeah, Andrew Gould is a chef in California, and today he's our food expert. He's in the kitchen. Andrew, chef, am I eating wood?
You very well could be, and I'll tell you right now, we're not cutting any logs back there in the kitchen. But, this is what I talk about when I say we're war on real food. When something costs way too little, and it seems too good to be true, when it comes to food, it typically is. What goes into this food, it's filler, MSG, all these chemicals, seed oils, as I talked about in the past, as being something that's causing a lot of issues about health in society, and it's being encouraged as well by the government. These agencies are subsidizing a lot of the products that are going into the food products that we're eating in fast food chains and other chains, and it's just moving away from real food.
Yeah, so I love that point about real food and the role of, honestly, our government institutions publishing these nutrition guidelines. I don't have one of them in front of me, Andrew, but they would suggest to you some of this stuff that's completely empty of nutrition, that is fake food, is worse for me than going to eat a steak. It's better for me. It's better for me than going to eat a steak.
Well, yeah, exactly. And then they start going after the steak. They start going after the agricultural farmers, the people who are keeping heritage foods on the shelves at the supermarkets. And the thing is this fake food that's mass-produced and mass-processed, they're using all these chemicals in the food, and seed oils, as I said again, is that that's worse for the environment because of the fact that these factories factory farms are putting it out there. And then you've got guys using regenerative agriculture, real healthy cattle, raising cattle where they actually will replenish the agriculture and it's good for the environment. And that single-handedly can help with this kind of climate change, but that stuff is getting vilified, and instead we're getting force-fed all of this junk that's just making us more sick. And then guess who's got a pill to help us for that? Well, the kind of pharmaceutical industrial complex. You see, it's this kind of closed-loop system
Yes.
where we're all being fed junk, literally and figuratively.
Yes, we'll get you sick and sell you the medicine to help you not get better, but delay your sickness. Wood pulp, I mean, that's was one, Chef Andrew Grill, that's one step too far. Wood pulp in a hamburger bun. I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, if I wanted to go out there and eat wood, if I wanted to eat wood, I'd be vegan.
One of our camera operators said she'd rather eat the wood pulp than bugs. Count me at least in eating the bugs over the wood pulp. Andrew Gruel, always great to see you. Thanks for being with us tonight.
Great to have you.
All right, thanks for watching Fox News tonight. I'll be back with you again tomorrow night. In the meantime, here's the great Sean Hannity.
Well, let me get this straight. So it's either wood or bugs.
What do you pick? What do you pick?
I pick, I'd rather not eat. I'd starve to death before I ate either one. Anyway, okay, thank you. Great show. And welcome to Hannity. Tonight we are barreling toward the all-important presidential election. Now pay attention. Pay attention. We are only 539 days away from November 5th, 2024. This race is beyond critical. Our great constitutional republic is slipping away. The Durham report confirmed our biggest fears, that our U.S. justice system is completely broken. We know the FBI is politicized. The DOJ has been weaponized. Both organizations, they work hand in glove with the Democratic Party to achieve one common goal, and that is keeping conservatives out of power. People ask me all the time, Hannity, what are conservatives, what are Republicans supposed to do? Long story short, they have one option and one option only. They have to win elections. Now, it is nearly impossible to make any sweeping changes when both the Senate and the White House are controlled by Democrats. So how did the Democratic Party get so much power? They don't exactly nominate stellar candidates. Let's be honest here, Joe Biden is kind of essentially a shadow of his former self. I'll be charitable. Kamala Harris is one of the least likable people on the planet Earth. She shows next to zero leadership qualities. And sadly, and it is sad, the newest member of the U.S. Senate is frankly just mentally not fit to serve. Take a look.
Isn't it staggering responsibility that the head of a bank could literally crash our economy? It's astonishing. That's like if you have, and they also realizes that now they have it's guaranteed way to be saved. No matter how. Should we just go on and start bailing and sailing whoever bank, regardless of how their conduct is?
Now, John Fetterman, he is a member of the U.S. Senate for a few reasons. One, because Democrats, during elections, they focus on the process of elections above all else. They're not out on the campaign trail. They're not kissing babies, shaking hands, taking selfies, making press avails, giving speeches, doing town halls. No, Joe Biden, John Fetterman, Katie Hobbs, they did none of that. Katie Hobbs didn't even show up for one single debate, not one. Instead, these Democrats, they focused on hundreds of millions of dollars in negative ads. I'd like to know where they get all their money. They focused on early voting campaigns, mail-in voting efforts, and many states, unbeknownst to many of you, have legal ballot harvesting. They focused on that. The practice of legal ballot harvesting enables a third party to collect and turn in sealed paper ballots on behalf of another voter. 24 states and Washington, D.C. now permit this practice. 11 other states don't have any laws on the books regarding legal ballot harvesting, and naturally, Democrats, they're taking full advantage. They don't trust that voters will turn out on Election Day, rain or shine. So they force the issue, and they bank as many votes as possible, and they do it way ahead of time. For example, let's look at the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Over 500,000 Democrats have already voted before Election Day, giving Fetterman a commanding early lead. And by the way, the RNC They should learn, they should adopt, they should organize, they should even outperform these efforts of the Democratic Party. They should have aggressive early voting campaigns, aggressive mail voting campaigns, or Republicans, frankly, are screwed. They're just going to lose. And they're at a decided disadvantage. You know, you cannot start out election day in a race behind by hundreds of thousands of votes and then expect to make those votes up on election day. What if it rains that day? What if it snows that day? What if it's cold that day? Now, in many states, Republicans have been reluctant. They have been resistant to vote early and vote by mail. Now, for the people in the great state of Florida, it works out great for them. Why? Because Republicans in Florida have embraced both early voting and voting by mail. And by the way, now Republicans around the country need to adopt the same measures if they want to dramatically increase their chances to win. Now, to another reason that Democrats have been able to consolidate power, and that has to do with the controversial politics. I'm not talking about morality, the politics of abortion. I happen to be pro-life. Many of our viewers watching tonight are also pro-life, but many are not. And when a Republican candidate in a swing state like Pennsylvania makes banning abortion a central focus of their campaign without any exceptions, for example, for rape, incest, or the life of the mother, well, that Republican, politically speaking, is probably going to lose badly and drag the entire party down with them. For example, look at the last election, Doug Mastriano. He was a nice guy. I interviewed him. He got an energetic following. But most voters believe that his anti-abortion stance was too extreme. He lost by over 15 points. No exception for rape, incest, or homicide. His Democratic opponent, Josh Shapiro, received a record number of votes for non-incumbent. And not only did Republicans lose the governor's race, they ended up also losing what was a winnable Senate race to compromise. And we got a Michigan top of the ballot. Republicans got wiped out. This sounds simple, but it is true. The GOP has got to understand the electorate in every single state and nationwide if they ever want to retake power. Probably the first trimester, I don't know, maybe 15 weeks where Mississippi's law is where the country politically is on the issue of abortion, although each state will make that decision on their own. Now again, I stated the political reality if Republicans want to win elections. So the question tonight, with our country slipping away, will Republicans learn from their election mistakes, or are they doomed to repeat them? Anyway, here's a reaction from the White House Chief of Staff, Reince Priebus, who's also the former head of the RNC, along with RNC Chairman Brian David. We talked about this a lot. Tell me if you disagree with anything I just said.
Well, honestly, everything that the RNC has been doing this. Florida has been that way overnight. The RNC invested in North Carolina, Iowa, Ohio. I think Pennsylvania is a state where culturally Republicans at the top of the ticket said don't vote by mail. Mastriano said it. We have to encourage voters to make their vote. We need to do that. We need to show them that we're securing their vote. We have these votes that want to pull the first. We're pretty much going to see in 2022. We know that we're watching the process, and then you've got to take your vote early so that you can get out and pull up on the right side. This is going to be an indicator that a lot. If they do it, you're going to have a prophecy. You've got 4 million more voters. I think the abortion issue is a huge issue that you just raised. We can talk about that more. But we have to invest early. Democrats, let me just give you
Let me interrupt you if I may.
Yeah.
The Democrats are killing Republicans with early voting, and ballot harvesting. They are killing them.
There's 2 numbers that you also have to point out. Democrats spent $600 million more.
Shadow region forcing take into that
Republicans wait until election year and then you invest. And you have to invest now in the process. You cannot wait. You cannot wait. We need to be getting people on the phone asking voter cards in Pennsylvania and Wisconsin. It takes money. We can't wait until candidates are sick. We have to go through the process.
Are you acknowledging that it's not going to happen?
No, I'm not acknowledging that. We are going to do that. The state's minority. No, we are not. I'm saying we need to
And the second thing that we have to do is convince our Uber donors that instead of giving $50 million to a primary, take that $50 million, invest it in foreign stuff like mechanics, like voter education, voter registration, teams on the ground that are going to collect the ballots. These are Republicans are we're not starting an election that down to 50,000 votes.
I can't take $1 million tax. I can't take a $10 million tax. They're doing it to soft money groups. I can't even do it with soft money groups. It's illegal. So we're going to be all for Arabella to
or else the Democrats, they're just like the end, but they cross the plane at the end.
we come to the mission on this. I encourage people in Wichita to do that. The RNC is regulated on how we can regulate it, and we are still discussing on how we regulate it. It's still
Number one, on the hard-line side, the RNC oversees the Union State. But what we do need is about $200 to $300 million in a bucket for people running an outside group that focuses on all this boring stuff that we know we can force election within a field goal. You have
So Republicans are ready to employ these new tactics, vote by mail, and the match and surpass, hopefully, the ballot harvesting efforts of the Democrats. Anyway, thanks, Ron. Thank you. We need to continue this discussion. We appreciate it. All right, Frank, let's hope Republicans can find a way to win elections and then have the courage to really take on the swamp. Because your government is broken, pure and simple. Democrats have their thumbs on the scale of our system of justice and our elections. Now, the Durham report confirmed what we have known for quite some time. There was collusion. As a matter of fact, the Clinton campaign, the FBI, the foreign nationals from Russia, the UK, all colluded to influence the 2016 election and keep Donald Trump out of office. But there's much ado about nothing, according to America's most trusted bureaucrats. Listen to them. We think there's nothing was reported yesterday in the Durham report.
You have what John Brown is, but it's a big fat nothing. This is a predictable, sad ending to an investigation that never should have taken place, but something that's very, very real. The confident buyers trying to bring the case in some other ways. And we see the results today. The results are clear. We come up with it. But we need to be very exactly what John Brown is going to conclude. And that's what we saw today. We knew from the very beginning this was never a legitimate investigation. This was a political error to exact some sort of retribution on Donald Trump's perceived enemies in the FBI. That's what Mr. Durham is doing.
Their only regret is that Donald Trump did win in 2016. That's why in 2020 we saw the same thing, except it was the Biden campaign. It was the politicized FBI working with big tech. Oh, there might be disinformation coming from some country about Hunter or Joe Biden to debunk the laptop that was very real before the news broke. Of course, they are probably already working on a new scheme for 2024, but I have a tip. I know exactly how to spot the new hoax when the congenital liar Adam Schiff starts talking and his mouth is moving. Adam Schiff might be the king of far-left conspiracy theories. After all, who could forget his affair with Russia collusion? Take a look.
There is ample evidence of collusion. Well, I think there's direct evidence that if the emails from the Russians earlier in the year often developed part of what was dragged in writing and the Russian government effort to talk about Donald Trump.
Here now, reaction from a senior advisor to President Trump, Stephen Miller, and former House Impact Committee Chair Devin Nunes, now the head of Free Social. Devin, you went head to head with him. Not only did you tell why day after day, you wouldn't react to what you were talking about it, but even to this very day, he's coming to a Russia hoax in comments that he made earlier.
Yeah, he will still continue to do that. He's running for Senate in California and now is actually in the lead. I think everybody has to take a step back here and look at what really happened. You have a corrupt DOJ, corrupt FBI that worked with the Clinton campaign to launch this hoax that still continues today. They got away with it then, and they're getting away with it now. And I think it's getting worse and worse. And you see it, and it's sad because you would hope that those guys that got spared, you were playing with some of the FBI guys that were involved in this hoax. You see what they're saying. Do you think this would be a time to take a step back and notice, hey, Durham didn't call me, Durham didn't even subpoena me. I never had to answer any questions, but instead, they're doubling down. They show no remorse. And I think that's why you've seen many people in the United States Congress and many people all over America saying, look, the FBI is hopelessly corrupted. And I think that's where it's at now.
I think a lot of people rightly are calling for the FBI to be defunded, and maybe a new premier law enforcement agency will come up in the next week, Stephen Miller, because unfortunately, I think it's been so criticized and recognized, I'm not sure you can even fix it at this point.
This is the access point.
Let's
Let's
not
get rid of
use
that
the
state
words
before it
we
opens
you
the path
saw
into the cloud.
in 2016, continuing through the entirety of the Trump presidency, was attributed by unelected bureaucracy and its President Donald Trump at the White House that it continued to sustain directly attended underlying his presidency every single day he was in office, went to jail, his staff and his advisors, from McLean to Palmeiras and on down the list, and that effort now has now continued and become this series of prosecutions, including an investigation now by DOJ, for the rest of the campaign out of the White House yesterday. These are the kinds of tactics that you see in banana republics, in despotic regimes, in failed federal states. The task of reforming the security state and federal law enforcement is a paramount survival of American democracy. It continues to itself guarding the American people, not the elites, not the top media, and not the corrupt government who choose our leaders.
Well, Kevin, we continue in 2020. I mean, the FBI had one of items laptop in December 2019. John Simon says it was verified as authentic in the spring of 2020. Then why were FBI agents in the months leading up to the 2020 presidential election, why were they meeting weekly with big tech companies warning them that they may be victims of a misinformation campaign and maybe without Joe Biden and even Hunter Biden? At least according to their reserve base, like started happening. So it's any different than how to civil blocks on the scale of a presidential election. They knew that this document would not be good and it's back up.
Look, they did that. There was a scheme. It was no different than the Russia hoax. They created the Russia hoax because they thought the Russians were someone else. These Hillary Clinton's rigged emails. Which, by the way, we never found. Nobody ever saw. They were working on that. That's why they created this scheme. 2020 will do the same thing. And they've done it to poison millions of Americans' minds when we have some people out there that Chuck Liddell today, you want something to happen in America. You still think that Trump and Republicans have something to do with Russia. And the reality is that we don't have anything to do with Russians. And now you have
actually, the Rascal poll shows that the vast overwhelming majority of independents, Republicans, and almost 50% Democrats see that things are not going right in 2020, especially now that people are not
and I think that's why you see the polls that really like Trump. But still, there is a teacher justice system in this country. Republicans and Congress have a hell of a job to do in the future because I think not having a trustworthy DOJ and FBI, as Stephen just said, it leads to an average of the stuff you see in the third world. That's what's scary for 2024. The accountable and Trump will not be accountable. And that's the second part. All these years later, what is going on with that? And Stephen, thank you for coming up with the information on Biden's post-out in China, including a possible link between the Biden campaign and the CCP, Donovan, Levine, and Glenn Barrett have regulated ICP.
The millions of people engaged, that you speak to them and you describe it, and all of the incredible work that you've done sharing. I am proud to announce tonight that you will be receiving your Devil's Hours and Studio Honor, the Presidential Medal of Honor. What are you saying? This is never we're not going to do it. This country has never been so
Here, ask for cream arthritis. Huh. Cold prescription strength. Reduces inflammation and the glow. Start back from Tucson.
Getting in the aspirin cream. Chernobyl outnumbered. Max casualties in the war of the world. How can companies adjust to consumer backlash? The shark weighs in tomorrow on Outnumbered. Turn rooms to go Memorial Day mattress sale. Don't miss this special bonus buy. Get this Kings Down mattress any size and get another same size or smaller free. Buy a king size, get another king free. Buy a queen, get another queen free. Buy a fuller twin size, get a second one free. Plus, get other great mattress buys store-wide, including top brands like Sealy, Serta, Beauty Rest, and more. Now at the Rooms to Go Memorial Day mattress sale.
Matt? I know that a lot of times, Mom, it might not seem like I'm listening to you, but I am. And what you say really does matter to me.
All the talks we've had over the years, including what you told me about not using alcohol and other drugs, they stick with me, and they make a difference, especially at times that matter most.
Hey, okay?
Nothing, something. So thank you, Dad, for preparing me for what's ahead.
Thanks, Mom, for always being my biggest fan.
Thank you for talking.
Talk. Thank you.
There are 16 million children struggling with hunger in America. That's 1 in 5 daughters, sons, neighbors, and classmates who don't know where their next meal is coming from. Yet billions of pounds of good food go to waste every year. It's time we do something about it. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide meals to millions of kids and families in need. Visit feedingamerica.org to help them feed and more. Together we can solve hunger. Together we're feeding America.
And tonight, more of bizarre twists surrounding the Biden family business. IRS whistleblower who accused the feds of giving Hunter Biden preferential treatment has allegedly, mysteriously, been removed from the case along with his entire team of investigators. Now, the whistleblower's attorneys, they are calling it an illegal act of retribution. But the scandals for the Biden family don't stop there. According to emails from Hunter's laptop in 2012, Hunter Biden arranged a phone call between the nephew of notorious mob boss Whitey Bulger and Hunter's father, who was the VP at the time. This was just before Hunter and Whitey's nephew embarked on a very lucrative business venture in China. And today, Fox News revealed that Chinese donations to the University of Pennsylvania far exceed what was previously known and include generous gifts from a company and individual involved with Hunter's shady dealings. Now keep in mind, you've had policies about this thing where classified documents were discovered. Latest reaction of the soon-to-be bestseller, Trial of the Century, Fox News lead analyst Greg Garrett, and New York Post reporter Tom Daly. John has started whistleblowers. I thought they were just whistleblower protection. Now they get them blacked out. Who liked them out? How do they get away with taking away those very legal protections?
It's all very, very disturbing because obviously you want to keep whistleblowers safe and whistleblowers understand you don't want to undermine the whistleblower process because when there is government malfeasance, you want people who see it to be able to have a safe and legal way to come forward. And when they don't have that, you're going to see a propensity to an centralization of illegal like what we saw with Edward Snowden. So it's very, very dangerous when you undermine the whistleblower process. And more to the point, you can't retaliate against a whistleblower. That is illegal. So if that happens, the entire thing is a matter for, I think, Congressman Corbyn and his committee investigating weaponization of the federal government.
My name is Greg. The critics for the whistleblower said that the entire team has been removed from the Hunter Biden probe They've accused government of retaliation here, according to their letter sent to the House and Senate Judiciary Committees. And so what's going on here? It looks to me like it's more either DOJ interference, IRS interference, some interference from some high government bureaucrat. What's going on?
Yeah, I mean, is anybody surprised? This senior IRS supervisor followed the law under the whistleblower statute. It's meant to protect it. He notified the Inspector General, he notified Congress of corrupt action and favoritism and political interference in a Hunter Biden case. In fact, the Biden appointees blocked prosecution of Hunter. So now the whistleblower and his entire team have been kicked off the case, and it reeks, Sean, of retaliation. That's forbidden by law. John's right. That's not all. It has the stench of obstruction of a congressional investigation. That's also illegal. It's a felony. But, is anybody surprised by this? This is a pattern of conduct. Upper, corruption. Use all means to punish people who come forward with legitimate evidence the law began. It's meant to frighten and intimidate. And there's ample evidence the president's son pocketed millions and didn't pay taxes on it. That's tax evasion, that's tax fraud. Anybody else would have been prosecuted long ago, but as Joe Biden famously posted, no one else with a Biden. I guess that means the IRS as well. I guess you're probably right. John, let me ask you this. The bottom line question is, how much money did the Biden family do in business with countries like China and Russia and Kazakhstan and Ukraine? How much money did they profit in all of these ventures? How could it take so long to get to the bottom of what should be simple accounting matters? I understand that aside reports that they were waiting for, but they have them now. They discovered 20 LLCs, but they have them now. But why can't we get a final number? How much money, for example, did the Biden family do, the communist Chinese, and the Russians? How much profit did they make? And did Joe get the credit? Did they follow all the tariff laws and regulations? And did they pay taxes on all these things? Not complicated. Well, Sean, the problem is all this buried down so deep in so many different layers about this case. I talk to the Oversight Committee pretty frequently, and they will tell you it's just been so difficult to secure even the underlying bank records. And obviously the Treasury Department has completely stonewalled at every turn. House Democrats have completely stonewalled at every turn. But at the very least, we know that $10 million from foreign sources, places like China, places like Romania, which went through at least 20 different LLCs. And to go to the obfuscation point, the money was originating in a Chinese entity, go to one LLC, go to a second LLC, and then would finally get paid outside or under the same line.
Can you explain what the grandchildren that are paid big sums of money from these LLCs, what those grandkids did to earn that money?
I can't explain what the grandkids did, and to be quite frank, I can't really explain what Hunter Biden did. Unlike someone like Jared Kushner, who obviously has foreign involvement, Hunter Biden doesn't have a discernible business. Hunter Biden doesn't make anything, he doesn't sell anything, and at the time of many of these transactions, he was an active crack addict and alcoholic. So I find it very hard to believe that there was a legitimate reason for him to be earning millions of dollars, except unless he was selling excess.
And Greg, we know that the DOJ and others have been uncooperative. The FBI, in terms of turning over information that is wanted by the Commerce Committee and the Oversight Committee. How long do they get to obfuscate this case?
They're very skilled in covering up their own corruption and the corruption of the Biden family. These phone calls we learned about today connecting Joe to his son's business partners and clients. It's more evidence, Sean, that the father not only knew about his son's business dealings with malign foreign actors, particularly China, but that Biden was an active participant. There's the pen, that's a huge red flag and blazing with the word corruption on it. Joe Biden continues to insist he's the Sergeant Schultz of the Pentagon. Nothing, but the records belie that. Hunter's cronies and clients visiting with his dad at the White House more than 80 times when he was VP. Documents show
that he was the planned beneficiary of a mega deal with the Chinese Communist Party. You know, the Gospels reach deep into the Beijing government with the Biden family. And his own son implicates his own father in terms of making payments to Pops. Paying vaccine for Pops, paying for home repairs for Pops, 10% for the big guy. All right, John, thank you. Coming up, that's ceiling negotiations have stalled as the Democrats now refuse to rein in their spending. Also, Biden has once again bowed to the CCP. Senator Marco Rubio reacts and shares details on an upcoming report on the origins of COVID. That's great. Straight ahead.
Patients are more than disease. That's why at Novo Nordisk is 300 years developing treatments to help
and this battle is yours.
These are the grades people living with, thrive with, not held back by disease.
I said take the crap, and you took all the crap.
Rare diseases and cardiovascular conditions for generations to come, so everyone can leap in moment because your disease doesn't define you. So work with Novo Nordisk, driving change.
We're Carvana, the company who invented car vending machines and buying a car 100% online. Now we've created a brand new way for you to sell your car. Whether it's a year old or a few years old, we want to buy your car. So go to Carvana, enter your license plate, answer a few questions, and our techno wizardry calculates your car's value and gives you a real offer in seconds. When you're ready, we'll come to you, pay you on the spot, and pick up your car. That's it. So ditch the old way of selling your car and say hello to the new way at Carvana.
This is exactly why we chose leaf filter. Before leaf filter, our gutters would get so clogged.
Tree limbs, bird nests.
Our house is 2 stories tall. Getting up to these gutters is very dangerous.
We always hired somebody to clean these, and that was very expensive.
Leaf filter was a lifesaver.
When the salesman came over and showed us how to work, gave us interest-free financing, and the price was right, it was a no-brainer.
The leaf filter installation process is so simple and easy.
They got our entire 4,000 square foot house all fitted out and installed in less than a day.
And we noticed the difference right away.
Now, all these gutters are actually doing what they're supposed to do.
Our downspouts flow freely now. I don't have to worry about climbing up the ladder.
My home is better protected. The whole process was so simple. I'm saving a ton of money, and it's only increased the value to my home.
Call 833 Leaf Filter or go to leaffilter.com for your free gutter inspection and estimate. Call or log on today and save 15%.
Pop quiz. Did you know you can lose weight with a plan that fits your budget and your goals? Introducing Quick 9 from Nutrisystem. Lose up to 9 pounds your first 2 weeks. You get delicious frozen meals delivered right to your door with convenient shipping at an affordable price and best weight loss.
I'm saving money and I'm losing weight. I saw results in my first 2 weeks.
We know grocery prices are out of control. We're here to help. Order right now to lock in our special introductory offer. Get over 50% off plus free extras. Get free protein shakes, a free shaker bottle, and free shipping. That's over $40 in extra savings and can be yours when you act now.
With Nutrisystem, I'm eating healthy and thinking about it.
The phone lines are open and reps are standing by. With Quick 9, lose up to 9 pounds your first 2 weeks. It's flexible, it's affordable, and it works. Get off to a fast start with Quick 9. Call or go online right now to get over 50% off plus free extras.
Looks like you've been sleeping now.
Look it! He's back! Come on, little guy!
And you're looking good.
Still feeling good.
Well, just when you thought it couldn't get any better, we got the best pillow ever. My Pillow 2.0. I'm interrupting this commercial to let you all know that you have made My Pillow 2.0 a huge success. And because of your amazing support, we've expanded My Pillow's USA manufacturing and jobs. To make room for this, we're clearing out our Percale bed sheets. And to thank you, I'm giving them to you at close-out prices. King size only $39 a set. Queens $35 a set. Full size $29 and twin size just $25. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to take advantage of this once-in-a-lifetime offer. Get these My Pillow bed sheets now. Once they're gone for good.
When you can't watch, listen. Get the latest news, business, and news headlines on SiriusXM. Anytime, anywhere. Fox News Audio on SiriusXM. America is listening.
All right, so with the default crisis now looming, debt ceiling negotiations at the White House, they stalled again today as Democrats refused to rein in any of their out-of-control spending. But Speaker McCarthy did provide some hope for a deal in the near future. They've got about 14 days left, according to Janet Yellen. Take a look.
You said earlier this week that you were still very far apart.
We are.
We're still very far apart at this point.
Yes.
What progress was made at this meeting, and you wanted to see a deal by the end of the week.
Yes.
Do you think a deal could be possible?
It is possible to get a deal by the end of the week. It's not that difficult to get to an agreement.
Now, meanwhile, in his latest concession to the CCP, Joe Biden vetoed a bipartisan resolution protecting U.S. solar panel manufacturers from Chinese competition. I don't know, maybe it's his way to thank them for their spy balloon adventures that, of course, we all know went unpunished. Now, if Biden gets his way, tariffs will not be enforced on cheap Chinese solar panels. Anyway, here with reaction to that and exclusive details on a soon-to-be-released bombshell report on the origins of COVID, Florida Senator Marco Rubio. Senator, good to see you. On the debt ceiling, so it's my take that Joe Biden and the Democrats bet that Republicans in the House would never agree because of their small majority on a debt ceiling increase. Okay, they came up with a plan. They raised the debt ceiling. They go back to 2022 spending levels. It also has other measures for energy independence, et cetera. And it scores out of the CBO at, what, $4.8 trillion in savings over 10 years. How does Kevin McCarthy make another deal with Biden, go back to his caucus, and get a majority of them to agree with him to make some concessions? I don't see that happening in 14 days. So if we, in fact, default, I would blame Joe Biden for not talking to him for 97 days while McCarthy was begging him.
Yeah, I think, first of all, Speaker McCarthy deserves a lot of credit and praise for holding not just the Republican conference together, but delivering a very reasonable product. If you think about the things at the House, it's not crazy things. It's things about work requirements and some basics about holding the line on future spending and the like. And the unspent COVID money, clawing that back. That money's still sitting out there. It's time to bring it back. The pandemic is over by the administration's own admission. At the same time, look, the answer to this issue is very simple. There has to be a deal between the Speaker of the House, controlled by Republicans, and the President of the United States. And he spent the better part of 3 months saying he wouldn't negotiate anything. Now they're in these negotiations, playing a game of chicken with the U.S. economy. And I agree 100%. If there is a default, God forbid, and I don't think we'll have one, but if there is one, I think the blame will fall on the White House for refusing to talk to anybody about it and refusing to negotiate with Republicans. The answer here is for the Speaker of the House and the President to reach a deal. That's how all these things have happened in the past. And it's Biden being late to the game and playing around with this that has brought us to this point.
Let's talk about your findings and the origins of COVID in your investigation. I think everything we can glean about the Communist Chinese was their travel ban. People forget this very early on during the pandemic, that if you lived in Wuhan, if you lived in that province, you were not allowed, per the Chinese government, to fly to any other part of China, but you could fly to any other point in the world. Other people in other places in China were not allowed to fly to Wuhan province. Doesn't that tell us everything that we need to know about what the Chinese knew and hid from the entire world?
Well, and tomorrow we're going to release previously unknown information that builds on an investigation that happened last year. This was not included as part of it, so we want to make sure the public sees it. That begins to outline the things that were going on in China in August, in September of 2019. For example, they had a drill where they specifically said we are drilling against a novel COVID pandemic, coronavirus. They're using terminology that wouldn't even be familiar to anybody until March or February of next year. You start to see all sorts of internal communications within the Chinese government and researchers about the urgent need for biosecurity measures at both the Wuhan Institute of Virology and the Wuhan Institute of Health. And you begin to add a mountain of circumstantial evidence. No single piece by itself is determinative, but you put it all together, and the fact that China today has not yet produced the animal, show us the animal that was in the they've yet to do that. 3 years after, and I think that it becomes really compelling. And you start to understand why some of our agencies and government believe, in fact, the Department of Medicine, even the FBI, that they believe. Wow, that's I think tomorrow we'll have something that contributes to that I think further builds that case. Well, about Dr. Fauci's role, we know that the NIH pumped money through the Eagle Health Alliance, that they knew that gain of function research took place at this lab. They knew coronavirus research took place there as well. They tried to deny it, hide it, etc. Do you think that Fauci lied to you during the well, I think for certain that Fauci knew that it was a log accident, but I think he had to. There was a real possibility. Because they knew the kind of research that was going on for them. They knew the problems this place had. And they didn't just deny it. They smeared. They went out and actively and openly looked to smear and destroy any scientist and anyone who would dare raise that proposition. We need to remember that there was a time in the United States of America where you went on Facebook, or you went on Twitter, and you said that this was a lab accident, they could take down your post and potentially close your account. Something that today is at least a 50-50 proposition in the minds of almost any serious scientist. Because if not for that, what we would do is that down, they would close your account, and they would take down your post if you dared to say that you were a conspiracy theorist. And all that was said by many in the scientific community like Dr. Fauci.
Well said. So we have this report tomorrow. Senator, thank you for the call. We appreciate being with us. And still have another deal company going north.
Every day can be extraordinary.
Like hefty activations or like requirements for extensive contracts. Only you're talking to a 3,000 Samsung phone without even like you can do. Just sign up for our unlimited plan at a fraction of the cost of the big three. Without the social trusted 5G network. Dial pound 266 save PCE to get your Samsung phone. With PureTech, simply smarter blackouts.
Which started as a better fallback for your head, turned into even more secure to protect the inside or outside of your vehicle. That lets you enhance ways to protect your phone and to keep your pet safe. Next came the best ways to secure and protect your phone. But the most important things are American jobs.
I'm a big believer in super data processing. You'll notice less urges in your and you won't be getting up at night for so many bad times. I wouldn't say it if I didn't truly believe it.
I'm Lisa, and I'm a family medicine physician, and I'm 51 years old, and thanks to the insurance program. Principal medicine is so important to keep healthy, but there's only so many things you can actually purchase at the store, put on your plate, and eat in a day. So even if your diet is not toxic, how much you make it, it's still just start your journey to better health by going to balancingfeatures.com. Don't forget, the discount code is
Do you feel like the way you think you're doing it doesn't work well? But then I tried the WaxRx 3-wash system. WaxRx was designed like that, and it's the same system used for medical equipment. Reusable WaxRx system has everything you need to effectively remove your wax and powder without the inconvenience of an outfit. You should use it all the time. WaxRx 3-wash system. Walgreens and Walmart.
5 minutes.
Can I come in the back on floor? It's going after they go
Attention here. Research from leading universities shows that children can start kindergarten behind their peers and stay behind for their entire academic career. Vote is the preschool your child will love and graduate kindergarten ready. Vote Kids is now enrolling students for this school year. The vocations near you and serve incomes from children 5 years old, including student parents. Visit OpenKids.com.
Oh my God.
Nationally accredited preschool program at OpenKids.
Tuesday, starting June 13th. Nothing to hide. Tuesday night,
Bud Light is not the only beer company. Most recently gone viral after all but apologizing for a history of non-politically correct acts. You decide.
3 minutes.
For all this talking about, so we can contribute to which for women heroes.
I mean, my Bud Light was one of my old stocks for trouble from the getting the disaster. And back in the days, Bud Light were reportedly I'll be going out 4 million bottles with images of Boats of Honor program, a great program, by the way, which provides scholarships to families of fallen soldiers. Next thing they provide producers and has really kind of a century-long commitment to supporting the military and for
Double down.
Michigan gubernatorial candidate for the Dixon to the CFO. I'm not sure why beer companies are involving themselves in any social issue or any politics. It makes no sense to me. We have the Memorial Day weekend coming up. We have the 4th of July weekend coming up. We have summertime coming up. Is it really unusual for beer commercials to be at the beach and people are babysitting, having a good time, drinking out beer on a hot day? Is that sexist? Do you apologize for this? Or is this just, the woke mob from the front yard and yet another one?
It's the woke mob being there's few decision makers that are particularly to that. Now, the problem I have with that revitalized and revised Miller Lite commercial is that it looks at things as an and/or. She's essentially saying that the women's wars have absolutely nothing to do with what separated their own poverty. Sean, you know that my family has a small family runs a company. My father is a veteran. He owns and operates it. I did in her. I do agricultural work. You also know that I was a volleyball cheerleader and we were sponsored by Coors Light. So in our two-piece uniforms, we were the first people who were on those ads for our house. We can love. We can love bikini ads, and they can also do their review. They're creating false truths to consumers and saying, oh, to be a woman, you must not love bikinis, you must not love high heels, and they are clearly shooting themselves in the foot by not knowing that they're beer drinking,
30 seconds stands between you and victory.
I don't think I can say it any better. Tim, do you want to do that?
Well, I just love how Miller Lite comes out with this, and she takes the picture of the girls in bikinis and throws it down and cusses, and then Bud Light's like, you know what? Let's put a guy in a bikini, because everybody's gonna love that.
Victory is yours.
I think this is ridiculous. So, it's your audience. Let's see. What could stop you in a bikini shop or would they rather with me in a bikini?
I said take the press, and you took all the press.
It's a matter of what is reality. Americans on Memorial Day weekend, they're going to be slamming the beaches. They're going to have beer. They're going to be in bathing suits. They're going to be having fun. I don't think that Americans want politics in their beer, in their sports. Just stay out of politics. Sell your product. Make it better than the next guy, and you'll do a lot better. Why subject yourself to this?
More than I want a manufactured concept of what it means to be a woman or femininity shoved down her throat. This reminds me of the whitewash that the M&M went through when apparently having high heels or wearing high heels was no longer acceptable, right? Sneakers were put on her. So to me, it removes that control and that agency of these women to say, actually, I love wearing high heels. I love being sexy. I love finding myself feminine. But apparently, according to these commercials and this woke mob, they have stripped that definition and that identity and that choice away from it. This Memorial Day, when I will be celebrating those who sacrificed their lives for this country. But when I drink beer, I'll be drinking it by Old Armor. I'll be drinking it by Bob Brewing Co. and Cider Corp. And all of those veteran-owned and operated companies. I don't need to drink Miller Lite or Bud Light anymore.
And Tudor, I will not be wearing high heels or a bikini or any of the above. I mean, just to me, it gets to a point where it's beyond silly, and now they open themselves up to boycott campaigns, which I don't support. That hurts all the workers in the factory. That hurts all the drivers that have their routes. So I'll give you the last word.
Absolutely. Well, I like that they saw that Top Gun Maverick did well and they decided to go patriotic. Let's see if we can push more companies that direction.
Yeah, I think so. Everybody got a baby Memorial Day at the beach, and if you're not comfortable in a bathing suit, then I guess you can wear your sweatpants and a sweatshirt. Good luck. Not gonna help you tan. One hand, be straight ahead.
This is exactly why we chose leaf filter, the word leaf filter. I thought it would get so far.
Tree limbs, bird nests.
My house is 2 stories tall.
Getting up to these gutters is genuinely dangerous.
We are having to clean and then it's very expensive.
Leaf filter is a lifesaver.
When the salesman came over and showed us how to work, gave us interest-free financing, and the price was right, it was a no-brainer.
The leaf filter installation process is so simple and easy.
They got our entire 4,000 square foot house all fitted out and installed in less than a day. And we noticed the difference right away.
Now, all these gutters are actually doing what they're supposed to do.
Our downspouts flow freely now. I don't have to worry about climbing up the ladder.
My home is better protected. The whole process was so simple. It's saving a ton of money and it's only increased the value of the home.
Call 833-LEAF-FILTER or go to leaffilter.com for your free gutter inspection and estimate.
You're doing your part.
And save
Always
15%.
good to see another hero of the tower. Don't waste it.
Looks like you've
I'll
been
be right
sleeping
there
well.
with you if these bookies just learn to fight by themselves.
And you're looking good.
Still feeling good.
Well, just when you thought it couldn't get any better, we got the best pillow ever, My Pillow 2.0. I've interrupted this commercial to let you all know that you have made My Pillow 2.0 a huge success. And because of your amazing support, we've expanded My Pillow's USA manufacturing and jobs. To make room for this, we're clearing out our percale bed sheets. And to thank you, I'm giving them to you at close-out prices. King size only $39 a set. Queens $35 a set. Full size $29 and twin size just $25. So go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen. Use your promo code to take advantage of this once-in-a-lifetime offer. Get these MyPillow bed sheets now. Once they're gone for good.
We're Carvana. We've created a brand new way for you to sell your car. Go to Carvana, answer a few questions, and our techno wizardry calculates your car's value into a real offer in seconds. We'll come to you, pay you on the spot, and pick up your car. That's it. At Carvana.
Pretzel fanatics are freaking out. Give your taste buds a twist. We at Pretzels.com freshly make over 45 varieties of chef-crafted gourmet pretzels in the heart of Pennsylvania. Get a new twist for someone you love or yourself at Pretzels.com.
It's no dog food trash bag. We provide you with your own version.
Whatever her name is, it's just
You're so lucky you're single.
Hi, I'm Kathy. Welcome to my farm. My husband and I are living on it. We own a little farm. We love animals. I started thinking about nature because good health is so important to me. I've seen tremendous improvement externally, my hair, my nails, my skin. It looks good, it's healthy. I feel stronger, I have a lot more energy. I wouldn't go away without food.
Just start your journey to better health for the new year. And get $25 off plus a free fiber and spice when you use discount code FOXNews.